This podcast is going to show you how to do a sitemap in the book called a storyboard using a free software called lovelycharts.com. It's an online application. There's another one that I'll do another podcast for later called Glyphy, and it's very similar. Both of them require Flash and the latest version of Flash Player 10. So if you don't have it, you should go down and download that. There's another podcast all about plugins and things that you can download. So for this podcast, we're going to look at lovelycharts.com. As I said, this and Glyphy are both free. I'm going to click the Try It button here. And again, you have to have the latest version of Flash downloaded to do it. So this little loading thing here, this is actually loading a Flash application onto your computer. Okay, so I'm going to log in now. And if you don't have an account, you can click the Try It Now Here button and sign up for one. Okay, and so now it's loading up the application. You can see in the welcome screen here, it lets you create different types, and we're going to use what's called a sitemap. Like I said, the book calls this a storyboard, but in the industry they call these things sitemaps, and we're going to talk about wireframes later. Okay, so here we go, and this is the basic interface. There's a few things that you have to know about it, and I'm going to have to go quickly, so you may have to look at their help menu for more help on this. The first thing I'm going to do is put out a page for each one of my pages in the site. So I just scroll down here and drag out a page. So there are 4 pages in addition to the home page. So at the top there already was the home page, and there are 4 pages here, and then also there are going to be 2 child pages to one of those pages. So we're going to drag out 2 here that we'll have as the child pages. Next, I'm going to put the names in each one of these by simply double clicking on them and writing the name in. Okay, and well, I'm going to do that for each one of them. Okay, so now I have all the names inside of there. I want to align these a little bit over as well. So making sure I have this tool here selected, I can draw a box over them and then click Align. Here I'm going to click Align to the top, so they're all aligned there. And then these 2 here, I'm going to move up so they're underneath classes and make sure they're aligned on the left. Okay. And if you move something like I did here by accident, you can use the hand tool to help you move one way or the other. Alright. Now I'm going to draw the connections between these 2. For that, I'm going to have to make my screen a little wider. There we go. And I want to choose up here the connector as this connector, and I'm going to have no arrows. And then I'm going to click on the Create and Connect icon, and then simply click now inside of each one of these, and I can click and drag it to what I want to connect it to. And see how the circle comes up on something when I drag it there? Now I've connected this to each of those pages, and I can connect the classes to its 2 pages. The next part I'm going to do is actually organize these by clicking on the line itself and dragging that to the middle of each one of these here. That is going to give me a much more organized look, and I'll get a single line here going on. Alright, so I'm going to do that here, and I'm going to do it with the ones on the bottom. I'm going to magic of video. And you see the child ones, I'm putting them on the side and off to the side a little bit here. Okay, so the next part is to actually save this as an image. To do that, I'm going to go to File, Export, and then in this case I'm going to choose PNG, give it a name, and then click Continue. It'll ask you where I want to save it. I'm just saving it on my documents, and that's it. I've created a PNG file for my map. The only problem with this is that you can only save one of these files at a time. So if you do it for a bunch of sites, you can save out the images, but you can't go back and edit it later on.